Hi, this is Nancy Yearout, and welcome to my show, High Road to Humanity. In every episode, I tell you powerful true stories filled with great wisdom that you can use in your own life as you strive for a higher road to travel. My featured guests will have their own unique stories to tell that enlighten your mind and your soul. So kick back, relax, and learn the secret to success when you take the high road.
First touch, strong connection, it lays deep in your soul.
Hi, this is Nancy Yearout, and welcome to High Road to Humanity. And I'm here today with Dave Weiss. Flat Earth Dave is here, and I'm so glad he's back on the high road. And welcome back on the high road, Dave.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's nice to have you back. He's going to answer some questions today, you guys, I wanted answered before that. We kind of ran out of time, but we're going to do the podcast, so we're going to break, but we've got an hour with Dave today, so it should be fun. Listen, I am who I am, and this is High Road to Humanity. And about an hour ago, Biden delivers remarks on new COVID Omicron variant that prompted market panic and new travel restrictions. This is really getting out of hand. First of all, let me just say, if this thing is real and it is coming from Africa, then why didn't we just, do something about it as soon as we found out? Why did we wait till Monday? Okay. President Joe Biden is set to deliver remarks, which he did Monday, about the new COVID variant Omicron, the heavy mutated strain of the coronavirus that has drawn concern from markets and governments around the world since its early discovery less than 3 weeks earlier. Now, the White House on Friday ordered precautionary air travel restrictions from South Africa, where Omicron was first detected, and 7 other African countries. Those new rules, which took effect Monday, were announced after the Dow Jones Industrial Average suffered its deepest rout of the year, driven by fears of another deadly wave of pandemic. But much remains unclear about the threat possessed by the new variant. Scientists, including top U.S. infectious disease expert, this is questionable, Anthony Fauci, says it may take weeks to understand the Omicron's transmissibility, the severity of its symptoms, and the effectiveness of its existing vaccine against it. I'm just going to say I just not feeling it. Dave?
So Fauci himself said that they don't know what it is. They're trying to devise a test for it, but somehow, 2 of the 4 vaccine companies already are working on a vaccine for something that's never been identified. It is moronic. The Omicron is an acronym for moronic. All the letters are there. They always encode this stuff. This is ridiculous. It's absolute insanity. So that's my opinion, but that's not medical advice. And
I'm not giving medical advice either. Nancy is not giving medical advice, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell you what I intuitively pick up on this. So hold on, you guys, just a second. I don't do this often. But
and if it was coming and it was this dangerous, why did they announce it on Saturday, but they're not locking down until Tuesday?
Yeah.
Why don't you lock down on Sunday?
None of this makes sense. Well, first of all, the
last thing is, they said they need about 3 weeks before they can determine what the next step is. Well, 3 weeks from Tuesday is the winter solstice. The winter solstice. Yeah. December 21st. And that's when they do all of their high ritual stuff. These are very important dates to the elite. And they're going to do something crazy on the 21st.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you for that. I didn't even have to give my intuitive take.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I feel. Honestly, I feel like this is all to make people afraid. And it's to make people take this thing and the booster. It's like, okay, if you don't do this, you might get this other one. But like you said, they don't even know what it is. So how do you combat something or think that they have something already to combat something we don't even know? They don't even know what
the first one is.
This is ridiculous.
This
is ridiculous.
The first one, the big CV, has never been isolated. They've never isolated it. They've never proven that anyone can transmit it to anybody else. Yes, people detox all the time, and that's what we call illness, right? This is all insanity.
Crazy.
There's not a whole lot that we can say here on YouTube.
I know. Right.
Unbelievable.
It is. And the only other headline I want to read, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm just really jarred by this.
You
New York
should be.
City, yeah, I am. New York City reinstitutes COVID mask advisory at all times indoors, regardless of vaccination status. Okay, now
Wait,
to me, this is let me just say this, Dave. This is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Okay, so if you get vaccinated and then they say, okay, you're vaccinated, so it's to prevent this, then you got to wear a mask to prevent this. But if you had the vaccine, then why wear the mask? Because it's supposed to be preventable. The mask doesn't really prevent anybody from getting their germs on you anyway. This is just, and now they're shutting us down again.
And think about this. This is supposedly for our health, right? You know, Fauci himself admits he takes vitamin D, but never recommended that people take vitamin D. People that get sick, people that are detoxing, have low vitamin D levels. Exercise, eat good foods. Doesn't recommend any of that. They just make sure the liquor stores are open, the churches are closed, stay isolated, don't work, stress out, you know, about finances, that everything to make you ill. The point I was going to make on this, which I just forgot, which is a really good point, it's gone. It's going to have to come back.
Well, this is just too much. And, you know, you guys, we have to stand up. We have to say, no, enough is enough. It's just absolute. What I got, and I listened to Biden's message a few minutes ago while I was doing my hair. And what I heard out of the whole message was, get the vaccine, get the booster. Everybody's got to get it. That's what I heard. You know, and it's like, and if you don't, what would happen to you? Okay, I'm done.
I had a really good point. Now it's gone.
Well, Dave, as soon as you think of it, you tell me. But let me tell you who this guy is. Flat Earth Dave hails from the East Coast of the United States, where he was born and raised, and he began his Flat Earth journey when he left his very lucrative corporate job and started his own company. As a hobby, he hosted a conspiracy comedy show at a New York City comedy club for 3 years, and after many fans urged that he look at what he considered to be a ridiculous notion called Flat Earth, he sought out to disprove this conspiracy and put it to bed once and for all. But it was then that he discovered Flat Earth was in fact the true Earth, and he hasn't looked back. He's now on a mission to wake up the world to Flat Earth because it's the most important topic today, especially in light of today's current political and social climate. Wow. True.
These are facts.
Crazy stuff. Well, what's going on since I saw you last? Anything new?
We've just been doing our thing. I've been going on lots of shows, waking up lots of people, getting on some interesting shows with non-flat Earth audiences, which is always good. So yeah,
Right.
the movement, if you call it that, you know, the awareness that we don't live on a spinning pear flying through an infinite impossible space vacuum is becoming more and more commonplace. So, you know, my goal here is not just me to wake people up. All the people I'm waking up need to start waking up their friends and family and strangers. And this whole thing can end. Right now, you know, with the tyranny that's going on in the world, there's two ways to look at it. Two people could look at exactly what's going on. Oh my God, this is horrible. We're going to be slaves. We're all going to be poor. We're going to be serfs. The New World Order. And then someone else could look at it and go, they've overstepped their bounds. People are waking up. We're going to stop it. You know, we're going to win. What's it going to take, you know, to get everybody awake? I'm kind of in that second camp. So we need to wait. We need to, you know, stop being quiet. This is why I walked away from everything that I worked my entire life for to do this. And, you know, when people wake up to Flat Earth, what does Flat Earth have to do with COVID? Right.
Everything.
It has
everything.
Right. Because if you're lost in space, spinning out of control, you'll never know what the hell's going on. So again, it matters in so many ways, but let's get to some of your questions that you had.
Yeah, well, okay, so here we go. So, you know, there's the Arctic Circle, okay? When you look at Flat Earth, and I don't know if you want to put it up there or not. So you can see where there's a wall of ice that goes around, and it's almost like a barrier wall, it looks like. And I don't know if you can see the dome or if anybody's ever seen the dome where it ends, like where it comes down. But I guess my question is, you know, I've heard there could be people, another civilization on the other side of that Arctic ice wall. I wanted you to talk about it a little bit.
So, whoops, that's not what I needed.
Guys, look at these graphics.
I've got all sorts of stuff. So
how cool is this?
So this is the what you're making me forget everything today. This is basically the map, the Gleason's map. This has been used for navigation. It's been used for, just for war strategies. Airplanes use it. And it's basically the way the world is. The outside, this is Antarctica. This is the shoreline of our world.
Okay.
So why, people say, well, how come people just don't go explore there? Because you can't go explore Antarctica. They won't allow you. There's military bases all the way around.
Are there really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes. If I'm faster, you said I can be your test. I have new graphics here.
Awesome.
I'm trying to find out where they all are.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I didn't know there were military bases all around.
Yeah.
I know this is the border, but it's the border so that we can't see the dome, right? Is that what this is?
Well, it's so we can't determine that we're not on a not on a ball flying through, an infinite space vacuum. That's what they want us to believe, because that's a prison for your mind, right? So if you live on a ball, well, everything's been discovered. But just Google photos of Antarctica from space. Antarctica from space. They're all cartoons. Okay, they're all absolute cartoons when you go there. Crazy. When you look at it. So this is a map from 1945 where this was used for war strategies, for travel. This is basically the map of the world. It's the best map that we have. Is it perfect? Not sure. It's pretty darn close, but it's way better than the globe. The globe is just pure indoctrination. Mm-hmm. And so if you knew that, hey, we're at the center of creation, that changes everything, right? If you're not just an insignificant speck flying through space, then that kind of means that you're special, right?
I love it. Dave, listen, we're going to go to commercial break because I want to use this for the podcast too. And we're already over. So you guys, when we come back, we're going to talk more about this. I've got tons of questions, and we'll ask them all the questions that we can. All right. This is Nancy. You're out. This is High Road to Humanity, and we'll be right back. This is Nancy. You're out, and this is High Road to Humanity. I'm here today with Dave Weiss, Flat Earth Dave. A lot of people call him Dave. We're talking about Antarctica. Keep going.
Yeah. So Antarctica is the land that surrounds our world pond. Antarctica is the shoreline of our known world.
Right.
Large bodies of water at rest need a container, and that container is Antarctica. We're not a disk in space like they want us to believe. This is Antarctica. This is video and images of Antarctica. And when you get there, you have this ice wall. It's not a wall like the Game of Thrones. It's the shoreline, right? Now, there's two places that you can go to Antarctica, and that's off the tip of Santiago and off of New Zealand and Australia. And there's just a little peninsula that comes off of Antarctica, and that's all you get to see. You don't get to see this, right? You don't get to see the outer lands of the earth. So what's out there? Are there other lands out there? Is there another way for it to be heated? Because we know that our sun, we see inside our center. So, the question is, what is out there? They want us to believe Antarctica is, the edge of the world is this, but this is the edge of the world, Antarctica. And people say, well, why can't you go there? And there's some fishermen that tried to go there. Let me just jump forward. These guys said, they're like, hey, let's just see how far we can go. And they're fishing, right? So let me fast forward a little bit. And as they go, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a warship shows up on the horizon. Go a little farther. It comes at them. It sends a drone after them.
Oh my gosh.
And then it gets them on the radio. It's like, you need to leave. This is restricted area. You need to leave immediately. Right. And this is, there's islands all around the world, kind of like almost equally spaced, where there's military bases run by the Crown, which is just run by the world, the world government.
World order. Yeah.
Yeah. And these, and there's also buoys all around Antarctica that are radar buoys, right? They're looking for motion, looking for
Oh, so if
boats.
somebody tries to come in. Okay.
So it's totally guarded. And then they quickly, put a ship out there, put planes out there. Another guy tried to do it in an airplane, and the planes were scrambled, and F-16 fighters are right off. It's on a little Cessna. We're right off his wings, telling them to get the hell out of here. Why are they?
Mhm.
Why are they hiding Antarctica like that?
But all the countries are, it's not just, it's every country. Every country's involved in this.
Right. Every country's involved, and they had the Antarctic Treaty. This is Admiral Byrd, and he went to Antarctica supposedly in the 1950s and said there's tons of land out there, filled with resources, and it was called Project High Jump. And then quickly after that, he was silenced. He died like a year later, strangely. And then they had the Antarctic Treaty, and nobody is allowed to explore Antarctica. Does that make any sense? But we could deforest the rainforest, but we can't go to Antarctica because why? Because we'll disturb the penguins.
Well, because they're hiding that. Here's the other thing. I want to know, do you know anything? I'm asking you, I'm thinking of all these questions as you're talking about this, but has anybody ever seen the edge of the dome?
Well, there's a lot of reports. Well, there's sometimes there's electrical disturbances that we call sprites that are happening in the sky above us, and it sure looks like there's a dome. If you look at the Go Fast rocket, it seems to hit something. Now, is there a physical dome? I don't know. Maybe it's energetic. Maybe it's water. Maybe it's just where the sky becomes liquid. I believe there's waters above us. Okay.
Why do you think that, Dave? Why do you think there's water above us?
Well, because evidence shows that. If you watch any rocket launches, it sure looks like they're hitting water. If you look at, I talked about the Go Fast rocket. Let me see if I can pull that up. The Go Fast rocket went up about 72 miles, and then it hit something. It literally it went into a thicker medium.
You could tell. You could see it.
Yeah. It went in a thicker medium. And then sometimes you're watching these supposed SpaceX launches at night, and it literally looks like if you flipped it upside down, you go, that's a boat on water. It's literally skimming across something.
What do you think's beyond the water?
I don't know. Anything above where we can reach or beyond the shoreline of Antarctica is speculation, because we're not allowed or have access to go there. Right?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit. So I don't know. This is all crazy. We talked a little bit about Tartaria and how they reset us before, and it looks like there was a flood that they reset humanity with. There's always been these diseases, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, that have been put, every 100 years. Isn't it every 100 years? There's like
every
pandemic.
Yeah, there's something crazy that happens.
So here we are.
100 years.
I know. So here we are, and it's time. And this time people are like, wait a minute. Do you think people are just smarter now? They've grown and there's no way they can dumb us down like this anymore? Or do you think this is God coming in? Because I do.
I think there's some sort of intelligence test going on here, and the people that stand in their truth and use their God-given common sense will prevail. So
Yes.
We're heading through some crazy times that are going on, and we'll see what happens.
What you got? Is that the rocket?
So this is the Go Fast rocket. This is something that was an amateur rocket shot up in Arizona, and they do something that NASA doesn't do. They give us an uninterrupted shot. It's spinning, but
Whoa.
NASA cut. Whenever they do a rocket, it's ridiculous. And then if I had the sound, which I don't right now, it'll go. It went into something. It sounded like liquid, but not quite that thick. And then I don't know if I showed you this last time, but when it flipped on its side and you could see the sky, we could see the moon right there. That's the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the moon was over New Zealand, and this is over Arizona, which are on opposite sides of the earth. That's impossible on a ball.
Right.
Okay.
Interesting.
Right. And then when you watch rockets go up, they, NASA rockets, they all go right out into the Bermuda Triangle. And, and we don't see anything.
So what do you think they're doing?
They launch them up when they're actually launching something. Half the time they're just like CGI. There are all sorts of different ways to deceive us. Sometimes they're balloons, but they launch these things up, and then they go out into the Bermuda Triangle, where boats are supposed to stay away from there, and they crash in restricted waters and they sink them. That's it.
What about this Virgin Galactic thing where this guy's charging people to take them up and all this stuff? I mean, what do you think about it? Because that just like, I'm like, people are paying a lot of money. He's taking them up. Apparently, Captain Kirk saw it. What do you think about all it? Yeah, what do you think about all this? I mean, I was like, what? Okay, I got to talk to Flat Earth Dave about this.
Well, first, when you look at there's the Blue Origin, which is the big penis rocket, and then you have Virgin Galactic, which is literally women's reproductive cycle. Some people say that's a reach too far.
No, it's not. Oh my God, Dave.
Right. And then Shatner in space. Let's look at Bill and his crappy acting skills. So this is him in space. They're floating things around. This is done in a 0G plane, or maybe they're just hanging from wires. And he's just sitting out there going, wow, whoa, it's so amazing. It's the worst acting I've ever seen. Okay. It's just, if you actually watch it, the people that stand up for this stuff, they're the ones that didn't watch it. So how old is he? 90 or 94 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's a fat old man. And he comes down in this, supposedly, right? This thing is falling out of the sky with 3 parachutes, right? This is CGI, right? And then when this thing lands, watch this impact. Did you see that?
Oh my God.
Watch the impact. Bam. Okay. And now when you go to a marathon or a bike race or, a daredevil doing something or anything, what's the first thing you see? An ambulance, EMS workers, right? No EMS workers, just inside reporters, no mainstream reporters, just a small group of people met this thing in the middle of nowhere. No doctors, no EMS, no nothing. They bring us stairs out, and it lands perfectly flat. It doesn't land on one of these bushes. It lands in a perfect little spot. It's the dumbest crap ever, and people just buy it up, right? And then they're perverts, right? They're laughing at us, right? Whenever they show the Bezos penis rocket, funny camera shake he's got going there, right?
Unbelievable. Okay? Unbelievable.
Look what they show us. This is what they show us. And people are like, oh my God, this is so amazing. This is so amazing. Horrible. And then, I don't know, do you know that, are you even aware that they land these rockets right side up now? Okay. Right. This is a Russian movie. And this is an actual landing on the drone ship where no human is on it. And every time they show us the camera on the ship, it always cuts out just before it lands, right? And then why do they say, well, the vibrations of the engines make the camera cut out?
Oh, really?
But the camera that's on the ship doesn't cut out on the actual rocket, right? And this was in 1959, I think, a Russian movie. And then this is what they show us now. This is ridiculous. And this day right here, when they landed on the ship, it's blowing 20 knots out there. There's 5-foot waves out there. Okay, you couldn't stand on this thing, let alone land something rocket
perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, we got to go to commercial break. So I'm going to stop you for a second. I want to use this for the podcast because there's so many people that need to hear about Flat Earth. Hey, it's Nancy Year Out. This is High Road to Humanity, and we'll be right back. This is Nancy Year Out. This is High Road to Humanity. I'm here today with Dave Weiss, Flat Earth Dave. We're talking about Flat Earth and what's going on. What you got there?
This is when Elon Musk went into space, sent his Tesla Roadster in space. You're aware of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sent his Tesla Roadster into space, which is just ridiculous. And see, here's a shot with the United States. So there's nothing here. So everything's on the other side of this ball. I mean, they can't even fake it well. This makes no sense. And when they showed this shot here, they weren't even as high as the space station, and the space station doesn't even see curvature when they show the world. So how are they seeing a whole ball here? It's just complete nonsense. And I was telling you, sometimes they send rockets up that aren't real. This is a fake launch. This is all fake. And one of the ways to tell a fake launch is when there's no smoke trail. So you'll see that there's no smoke trail. It's just all this smoke that came out of the ground. And you notice we had 3 cuts already. Now here we go, 4. Well, not even cutting away.
Yeah.
Right. Four cuts. But watch what happens. This is a holographic projection. I call it the 2-pack rocket. And something went wrong. And watch right here carefully. And all of a sudden, bam, the top of the rocket disappears. All right. We'll zoom in a little closer.
I got to stop you a second. Okay. I really need to understand this because it just insults my intelligence. Okay.
The whole thing does.
It just does. Okay. So I just want to know, I'm so irritated by it all. Why do they continue to do this? And you said something when we first started the show that made sense for the first time that I understood. They do it to keep us it's like a mind control thing.
It's totally mind control. It's we're in a spiritual war, Nancy, that
I know
most people don't even know is a thing.
Exist.
Right? And they've convinced us into believing in just material things and not understanding our true position, our true the nature of this world. They don't want us to know that our thoughts control our world, our reality. Yeah, our thoughts control our reality. Nobody has any authority over you whatsoever, no matter what. The only authority they have over you is in your imagination. So if you imagine that there are people that can tell you to stay home, wear a shame muzzle, stick something into your blood, which is the most sacred thing that you have, that's your own fault because you're a fool for believing any of that, right? Yeah. So they're literally laughing at us. People say, well, what difference does it make? What difference does it make first they say, who are they? And who are they is easy. It's the Trilateral Commission, the Club of Rome, the Bilderberg Group, the United Nations. These are the people that run all the world. They own all the corporations. They own all of the news media. They control your mind with the tell, lie, vision programming, right? And people say, why the lie? They're hiding God. They're hiding free energy. They're hiding that there's more land. They're hiding your true divinity, right? And they're literally putting you in a box and making you beg for your slavery because there's so many people out there that will fight against me. And they'll be like, well, if we just do what they say, we'll be free in 3 weeks, 2 weeks to flatten the curve, right? 2 years later. And
flatten the curve. If I hear that one more time.
Yeah. And flatten the curve. By the way, part of this entire reset is to shut down the awakening of flat earth, because when people wake up to flat earth, they wake up to all of the deceptions. So they can't have that. So they're literally trying. So flatten the curve. That was pointed at us.
I believe that when you said that. Hey, I got to stop you for a real quick second here. So I want to ask, how do these elite benefit? And I wanted to say what I think, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. So what I figure is they understand how God works, and they know that they can reincarnate. It's an energetic universe here, and they can collect all the money, and they just, when they die, they know they're going to reincarnate. But do they always reincarnate back into the same family?
I don't know, but I
you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out.
I have no proof of that, but maybe they're stopping us from leaving this realm. Maybe they're stopping us from graduating this school. Maybe this mRNA is making us less human, which maybe causes us to be trapped in some sort of purgatory.
What's the benefit to them?
The benefit to them is they're the rulers of the world. They control it. They make money out of thin air. Our money is monopoly money. Here's the thing. This gets dark. I know. On our suffering, right? All the stuff about what's going on with adults liking small children. Right. And it goes way beyond anything that you can even imagine. It is horrible. For example, the woman that what's his name shot on set, she was in the middle, about to make a huge elite pedophile movie. Okay. And then what's his name shot her? I can't remember his name.
You're talking about right here in New Mexico, Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, yeah. And so what are the coincidences of that? And people say, well, how does it affect my life? You know what? This all affects your life. If you don't know who you are, where you are, what you are, the power of your mind, you're wasting your life. Well, I have a good life. I go to work and I have good weekends and I have money. You don't understand. And the other thing is, like, NASA gets $65 million a day of our money. That's just the United States. Okay. There's way many more things. All of our tax money, all of that goes overseas. It goes all to the elite. None of it goes to anything, right? We are their slaves. And you say, what does it matter? They're spending billions of dollars on a freaking cartoon. And now that you're aware that space is nonsense, you're allowing this to happen while we have this on Earth.
I know. Well, and here's the thing. Yeah. And then let me break it down a little further. Okay. So you and I know that this isn't it, that we're energetic souls in these bodies. And my feeling is that, after we, leave these bodies, we go to a higher plane. I don't think anyone can really stop us from doing that. I do believe that they may want to try to take our souls.
Trick us. They can trick us. I believe
hold
that
on.
also.
That's what I think. It's really that they are trying to take our souls. I hate to get down to the nitty gritty.
Soul lure system. The soul lure system.
So what do you, that's what I think. Cause I don't think anybody can prevent us from going when it's our time to go. As long,
So what if this, Nancy, and I have no proof of this. What if when it's your time to go, you have a choice to go this way, or you have a choice to go that way. Right. And this way might be the right way. Okay. But what if they can trick us into going that way? What if they can, really separate us from the creator and have us so confused that when it comes time to make a choice, we don't know what choice to make?
I think, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think we all have a choice. And I think we're all down here on Earth right now, and we have the intelligence to make the choice. Now, that's why it's so important that we chose the divine. I call it God. You can say, source, whatever you want. Now, if you choose source, you choose God, I believe you do go to that higher vibration because you've raised your vibration high enough to go.
I'm with you. I think that their plan is evil, and if they've already lost, they don't even know it yet, though, or maybe they do know it and they're just psychopaths. They're going to fight to the very end.
I think
here's
that
the thing, like this all could be over tomorrow. Like if this video went viral and everyone in the world watched it and then watched it again. Okay, so we got now 15 billion views. All right, 15
Come on, you guys, share the video. Yeah,
and everyone goes, you know what? This guy's making sense. And they literally just unplug from the mind matrix, stop feeding their fear energy into the system, ignore the government 100%, and start living. Okay? It's over instantly, that fast. The problem is there's so many slaves out there, and you can identify them. They're all kindly, just so they're identified, wearing shame muzzles on their faces outside. All of those people are slaves to the system. Okay? Because they've lost their minds. They can't see what's going on.
Right. When I see somebody in the car with the mask on, I just want to stop them and say, and shake them. What are you doing?
Yeah. They're making themselves sick. They're making them living in fear.
It's crazy.
And facial communications are more important than words, the micro expressions. The sign, symbols, and numbers rule this world. Well, facial expressions are signs or symbols. Okay. And, if I talk the whole time like this, you're really going to miss half of what I'm saying. Other than being muzzled, you're missing micro expressions.
Right. Think the truth's going to come out soon?
I do. They're going to literally try to flip the tables over in the meantime, but I don't know if they can do that unless we give them permission. The problem is all of the crazy, insane, people that are lost in this trap and fighting for their own enslavement, they might give them permission. Like they couldn't invade all of these Middle Eastern countries until we all pounded the war drums after 9/11, right? And I was one of those people. I pounded the war drum. I was like, let's get these fuckers.
Yeah, me too.
And that's how they do it. So they need us to agree to this stuff. They need us to,
our energy. They need our energy to be in that way. That's what people need to understand. You guys, it's about your energy. So when you wake up and you don't believe this stuff anymore, you've raised your vibration and you're not part of their deal. But if you don't, they're looking for enough energy to make it fly. That's what I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
Gosh. So, it's there's a lot going on there. And again, I woke people up to the New York event, the Connecticut school event, the marathon event. And I figured, wow, once they see that, they'll wake up and people go right back to sleep. But when you wake someone up to the foundation under their feet being a complete and total lie, then they really wake up. They unplug from the matrix and they can see. And the analogy I use is Neo in the Matrix. At the beginning, he's plugged in. He doesn't know who he is. He's depressed. At the end, he's taken his power back. He's become all that he can be. And doesn't matter the situation of the world, he is creating a new reality, right? And at the beginning, when they unplugged him, they had him on the table recovering. He goes, "Why do my eyes hurt?" And Morpheus said, "Because you've never used them." Right. And that's the case. The world is walking around blind. They haven't used their eyes. Everything is right in front of our faces.
Right.
All you have to do is go out and see,
take a look,
and use your common God-given sense rather than believe the nonsense that you've been indoctrinated with your whole life.
Right. We got to go to commercial break, you guys. This is Nancy. You're out. This is High Road to Humanity. I'm here today with Dave Weiss. We're talking about the flat earth, and we'll be right back. Hi, this is Nancy. You're out. This is High Road to Humanity. I'm here today with Dave Weiss. We're talking about the flat earth. We're talking about control. And we're talking about fear. We're talking about energy. We're talking about standing up, man. Take your power back. Everybody, we are such powerful individuals, and we don't give ourselves enough credit, Dave.
That is, and that's the number one thing that the trolls come after you. Like, you just want to feel special. You just want to, your life is so horrible that you need something to feel special about. My life was awesome, and now it's mega awesome, super mega awesome. That's even better than mega awesome. All right.
Tell people why. Tell people why.
Because I understand who I am. I understand what this world is. I understand the true power that I have. I understand the power of my mind. I've made new friends. It's amazing, right? And so why flat earth, Dave? Why are you talking about flat earth? Because if you're spinning out of control, lost in space, you have no idea where you are, right? You have no idea what is going on. Like, for example, in the heliocentric system, where's my we're spinning and we're orbiting and we're flying, all the directions. We're corkscrewing through space in 4 different directions at once, traveling ridiculous speeds, right? You're familiar with that, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So in the heliocentric system, let me just pull this up. We're corkscrewing, we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. We're orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, and we're chasing the sun at about 500,000 miles per hour. And we don't notice any of that, right? We're flying through a godless universe, right? So let me just put that into perspective. This is the hypersonic track sled.
Okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And did I show you this last time?
No, I've seen this before, but go ahead. Somebody showed it to me.
That went by a Mach 8.6. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're orbiting the sun.
Oh, yeah.
We're orbiting the sun 10 times faster than that. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're chasing the sun at 100 times faster than that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, we have lakes that look like this. What does nature tell you? Is that moving at those ridiculous directions?
Absolutely not.
At those ridiculous speeds?
Mm-hmm.
That tells you that we are perfectly still.
Balanced. Yeah.
So what I like to do is, this is my app. You know about my app.
Let's talk about your app, because it's really cool.
I'm not here to talk about the app to sell my app. I'm here to talk about the app because it's the tool that you need. It is the tool that will help wake you up, and then you can use it to help wake up your family and friends and strangers on the street. Okay. It shows you everything. Okay. Just watch the daily video every day. And every day there's a new video. It comes up at 8:01 a.m. Eastern to be exact. And click that. Just watch the video every day, and you'll have a whole new outlook on the world. When you're talking about
your app, I don't know why I don't have it. I have to get it. I'm going to get it today.
You do have to get it. The app is $3, and then there's a thing that says, "Hey, would you like to subscribe?" You don't need to subscribe until you're ready to use the friend finder, which is you can use the friend finder. If I click that handshake button, up comes all of the people that are flat earthers near me. These are the people that have my app that are just near me. That's the whole world. Where are you located?
I'm in New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Right.
Oh, you know what? New Mexico is not a country. So
got to go USA. Yeah.
Yeah, USA. And so just go down here. New Mexico is up there, right? So boom. Look, that's in New Mexico.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah. And so you can tap on a blue dot and you can send that person a text message.
That is so cool.
Or I can hit, let's say I want to do a meetup. So 50 kilometers around me, there's 244 people. I could send them a group message. Hey, Saturday, 2 p.m., the Joe's Bar and Grill.
Or I can send them a message and say, hey, I got Flat Earth Dave on my show. Check it out.
You could absolutely do that. But that the whole app shows you, that you're not alone, and it shows you where other people are. It also, like, if you're talking flat Earth to somebody, and I was trying to pull this up before, I hit that little images. These are all GIFs and images that you can use. When I was talking about the Antarctica, these are all of the islands that have military bases on them. Remember the Falklands Islands? What was going on the Falklands Islands? Well, that was because this was a strategic island to keep people away from Antarctica. Oh. Right? These are all of the islands, and this is where they protect us from. And then remember, there's buoys all the way around monitoring everything that goes in and out of there.
Dave, do you have people like in Australia that have your app that you've talked to? Are you talking to people around the world?
All over the place. So if I just type in Australia, US.
I'm really glad you're doing this. This is such a cool thing that you're doing.
So here's Australia, and we go to Sydney. These are the people in here.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
There's tons.
There are.
And then if you go over to New Zealand, there's people in New Zealand.
Oh my gosh.
And we're in touch with all of them. And these people are getting together. So now these people all lived here, right? These people here, almost none of them knew each other. And now all they do is send a group message out. Everyone gets together. And now you have all like-minded people. It's also, people are using it as a dating app because flat earthers don't want to date dumb ballers. Sorry.
Yeah.
They just don't. Okay.
Yeah. If you don't believe, man. So trust me, I've made that mistake before.
it's about knowing, right? Now, and that you can meet a wonderful person that's a baller that just never learned, and then you could show them if they're intelligent. You could probably wake them up.
You can wake them up so they can learn
a lot
too.
Easier. All of these people are my best friends. Every single dot, even if I haven't met
How many? How many people have it now? I'm
right
just
now,
curious.
The number of people that have logged into this thing, it's right there on the bottom left. What does it say? 30. Oh,
I 36,000. Okay, cool. I'm sorry.
127.
All right. And hey, we got 5 more minutes. I got to ask you about something else. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
I love your app. I'm getting it today. And I'm sorry I haven't gotten it sooner.
By the way, there's books, all sorts of stuff, cool stuff to buy for if you want to like flat earth stuff for Christmas, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, books, children's books, adult books. Amazing, just resources. Now, these are just links to where you can buy these books, but you don't know that these books exist.
Oh my God, Dave, that's really cool.
Right.
No, I like that part. I'm glad you showed me. What's this?
These are the top 21 questions. Someone says, hey, what about eclipses? Click that button. Up come a whole bunch of videos that YouTube won't serve you. That'll teach you about eclipses that prove the Earth is flat.
Oh my God, I'm getting this today.
The Earth is flat.
Yeah.
Okay. And YouTube is hiding this stuff from you.
I know.
There's so much in here. And then the web button, you talked about mud floods. Boom. Middle column, right hand.
Oh, there
side,
it is. Tataria.
Mud floods. Yeah, Tataria, mud floods. There's all sorts of
what is that? Biblical? Yeah.
Biblical flat earth. If I hit that, up come amazing videos. If you're a Bible believer or a Bible denier, watch these videos. It'll blow your mind. Okay.
Yeah, Dave, this is so cool.
Yeah. And again, you don't need to subscribe unless you want to send messages. Now, somebody could send out a group message. Hey, we're having a meetup here and here, and you're not a subscriber. Well, guess what? You got the information. Go. That's fine. Right? Don't worry about it. It's only $11 for the year. Okay. So you're buying a margarita and not leaving a very good tip.
I love it. That's really cool. Listen, we only got about 3 or 4 minutes. I want to talk to you about astrology and the stars and the moon and the planets. I guess about astrology more than anything, because it's the planets. Are the planets inside the dome? They'd have to be. And what about the stars? I'm confused on that whole situation there. The reason I'm asking you is I'm really into astrology. I know that God set this up with the planets for a reason. So what have you found out?
So all of the light, what we found out, and I'm trying to keep it short, is all the lights in the sky are here within the Earth system. They're not giant stars, giant planets, trillions of miles away. We can scientifically prove that. The closest star is 25 trillion miles away. That's impossible. The size that we see these stars, it would be impossible to see them at 6 light minutes away, let alone 400 light years away. Okay.
So they're inside the dome. Okay.
They're all here inside the dome. So if you if you look at sometimes when we zoom in on stars, this is the star Arcturus. Okay. That's not a burning ball, trillions and trillions and trillions of miles away. It is here within the Earth system, right? Here's Capella, one of my favorites. Amazing.
Beautiful.
Right. And these are here within the Earth system.
How'd you get the pictures, Dave? Where'd these pictures come from?
This is I filmed this one. This is with a P900 or a P1000 super zoom camera. You zoom in. Now you have to be careful. Sometimes you're zooming in and it's out of focus. You could zoom in like on your neighbor's Christmas light on a tree, and it might flicker like this a little bit. But these are all different stars, and they all have their own personality. And every time you zoom in on one of them, it has the same personality. Well, they should all look the same if they don't.
No, but they don't.
Right.
So wait, let me stop you a second. So orbs, everybody's seeing orbs because we all have the cameras. So I feel like those are souls, angels, energy of souls, angels, helpers here. And we're starting to see them because we're picking them up. And it's similar to what you're showing with the stars.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. The orbs, the stars. Personally, this is just my belief. This is Dave. I believe that all of these energetic things we see in the sky have to do with our existence here. Maybe they're the keeper of our souls. Maybe, all of the wandering stars, which they now call planets, those are all named after gods. Okay. There's something sentient about what's above us in the heavens above, in the less dense realm above us, a more of an energetic realm, a heavenly realm, if you will.
I think there will be heaven here on earth. I think that we will raise the vibration, and I see us getting there. I really do.
All right.
Don't you?
Very good. Yes.
Don't you? What are you going to show me, Dave? Show me one more thing before we got to go. We got to get out of here for today.
I've got nothing else to show you.
You're so funny. Anything you want to leave us with? Or?
Yeah, this is the app is the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Be careful on Android. There's already one by the Flat Earth Society under the name of Ron Media Group. Stole my name, stole the graphics. The app sucks. And so don't send me an email telling me my app sucks because it's not mine. Problem is people download it, think it's my app.
So how do we make sure we know it's yours?
Mine is by Blue Water Bay.
Okay.
You can scan this QR code. But the easiest way is if you're listening to this and you don't have something to write down or you forget, flatearthdave.com, flatearthdave.com.
Just go and get it there.
The link will be there. The QR code's there. Just get it there. You can even play with the map on flatearthdave.com. That'll show you all of the dots all across the world. And you can look and see how many people are right near you.
You want to leave us with a message today for humanity?
The message is put on your big boy pants, right? Drop your ego and let go of your false beliefs of this world and take back your power. Okay. Now is the time. Yesterday was the time. Tomorrow is not the time. Okay. We don't have any time left. Right. So everybody wake up, speak out. Don't be afraid of losing friends. I've lost some lifelong friends. I don't talk to my brother and sister, right? Because they're so far in the matrix. I have nothing to say to them. Right. But I've made a whole new family of friends. And one day when this comes out, everyone's going to come back. They're all going to wake up and go, wow, I can't believe I didn't see this. Because this is what happens to everybody. When you finally look into this, you say, how did I ever believe that nonsense? And it's the nonsense that you would be willing to fight to protect. But when you realize none of it's true, none of it, everything is the opposite of what you think.
I thank you for being here. And I thank you for standing up for humanity. You're doing good work, Dave. Thanks. Hey, you guys, this is Nancy Yearout. If you want a psychic reading, go to my website, nancyyearout.com. So glad you guys joined us today. Everybody take care. This is High Road to Humanity. God bless y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Connect the dots and keep the motion. Can achieve your goal. Let's hit the high road.
Hey, you guys, join me next week on The High Road for more stories filled with wisdom, love, and hope for our future. Have a fabulous week, and know that by staying on the high road, you will make it to your destination. Visit my website, nancyyearout.com, where you can book a private session to learn how to tap into your own abilities. And check out my YouTube channel. It's Nancy Yearout's High Road to Humanity.
You can achieve your goal.